Hello everyone, my name is Benita Basnet. So the topic of my presentation is about the financial risks of inflationary pressure in Westpac Bank. So inflation in general refers to the increase in the price of goods and services that reduces the purchasing power of money. For banks and financial institutions, financial risks are crucial as it could further lead to credit, investment, liquidity, operational and equity risks, which could affect the financial position of the banks. One of the major financial risks for banks is the interest rate risk, which is closely related to inflation. The risk of persistent inflation can impact the borrower's ability to repay loans. As the inflation increases, the risk of rising interest and the fall in the mortgage demand, which is one of the main concerns for Australian banks. CPI is the most widely used indicator to measure inflation, and as per the Reserve Bank of Australia, CPI is 4.1% as of December 2023. However, the targeted rate is to keep the inflation between 2 to 3%. The effect of the financial risk can be evaluated through different factors like the bank's net interest margin, credit portfolio, and operational efficiency to inflationary pressures. Westpac categorizes its different types of risks and adopts a three-line defense strategy to take an integrated approach towards identifying, accessing, and managing all material risks through the annual evaluation of the Westpac Group risk management strategy and the implementation of additional controls using supporting frameworks and policies for managing the banking risks, which is approved by the board of directors. In the context of the financial overview of Westpac Bank, which is one of the big four banks of Australia, the net profit earned by the bank was approximately $7.2 billion in the fiscal year 2022-23, which is a 26% rise from the previous year. The net profit margin of the bank increased by 2 basis points to 1.95%, which made it the bank with the most profit rise in the latest fiscal year. If you look at the reason behind this, RBI had increased the cash rate in response to inflation to 4.35%, as a result of which Westpac increased its interest on lending by 25 basis points without increasing its interest in deposit, which yielded the bank the highest return. Overall, Westpac has grown profitability, and the increasing inflationary pressure gave a positive outcome to the bank. The main objective of Westpac Bank in general is to keep the financial risks like credit risks, equity risks, insurance, liquidity, market, and the non-financial risks like business, operational, compliance, reputational risks in balance. However, inflation may play a huge role in affecting the financial stability of bank through both positive as well as negative impacts. The negative outcome could result in increased costs and reduction in the banking efficiency, loss in investment, and could also affect the investment portfolios. In the worst case scenarios, the financial risks could lead to the economic downturns and may also be the reason for bankruptcy, which is not that probable to happen. On the positive side, the outcome may increase the financial stability and make good reputation for the bank, which in best case scenario may lead to higher profitability. Therefore, it is important that there is proper risk assessment and good risk mitigation strategies. So the financial risks of Westpac Bank is probable as the Reserve Bank is likely to fluctuate the cash rates, and the impact of the risks could lead to high consequences. In accordance with the Financial Stability Report by RBA, it is found that the higher interest rates and high inflation has exposed difficulties in some part of the global financial system, and slight deterioration in the bank's credit quality can be seen because of higher interest rate, which is depicted from the bank's earning, value of assets and liabilities, credit risks, and liquidity risks. With regards to this, the bank tries to address the financial risks through identification of risks related with inflation, qualitative and quantitative assessment of the risks, risk analysis, risk measurement, and proper treatment, risk treatment through various risk mitigation strategies, alongside who is responsible for it, timetable, and the cost of implementation of the risks. In a nutshell, for Westpac Bank, even though the risks to financial stability were increased because of inflation, the bank was still successful in retaining its stability and, as a whole, increasing the bank's profitability. Nevertheless, it is important that the bank's financial risks related with inflation shouldn't be underestimated, as the consequences could be devastating. So these are all the references that I've used for my presentation. Thank you for listening.